These are the worst parenting decisions in Friends. Number 1. A mysterious figure throughout much of the show, Phoebe's dad does eventually make a sudden appearance, prompting Phoebe to attempt communication.
Well, obviously I couldn't give him my real name.
Why? Why not?
Come on, you saw the way he ran out of here. What do you think, he's gonna stick around and talk to the daughter he abandoned?
Although an emotionally difficult time for Phoebe, it does present her with the opportunity to ask him the question she's always wanted an answer to.
Did that marriage end A, happily, B, medium, or C, in the total abandonment of her and her 2 children?
It really says that?
Yeah, see?
Number 2. Much like Phoebe, Chandler's upbringing was pretty tragic, but for very different reasons. His childhood experiences have left him deeply scarred.
When I was in high school, he used to come to all of my swim meets dressed as a different Hollywood starlet. You know, it's hard enough to be 14. You're skinny, you're wearing Speedos that your mom promised you would grow into.
There's a mix of supportive parenting in there as well, which Monica is quick to point out just afterward, but that doesn't mean Chandler's dad didn't make some questionable decisions as well.
He had sex with Mr. Garibaldi.
Who's Mr. Garibaldi?
Does it matter?
Number 3. Rachel's dad has managed to cultivate an aura of fear within his daughter so powerful that she's reluctant to even meet him by herself.
He's a scary guy. I mean, one time he caught me smoking. He said if he ever saw me doing that again, he would make me eat the entire pack.
Maybe if he was a little bit nicer to her, rather than being worried about his family's image and status, she wouldn't feel the need to lie to him.
Oh, so when is the wedding?
The who?
The wedding. There's going to be a wedding. Young lady, don't you sit there and tell me that my first grandchild's going to be a bastard.
Number 4. Monica's mom is not known for being the most nurturing parent, given her constant critique of her daughter, making her self-conscious at almost all times.
That's weird. What? Your nails.
Oh, I know. I never wear fake ones. I just did it so my mom wouldn't give me grief about biting them.
Oh.
One of her worst parenting moments was when she took bets with her husband. The subject of the bets? Monica's success. Guess who she bet against?
You bet that I'd screw up? It's all that stuff about hiring me because I was good was...
No, that was all true. This was just in case you pulled a Monica.
You promised, Dr. Weinberg, you'd never use that phrase.
Number 5. Being a parent to a young child can be an exhausting task, so we can sympathize with Frank Buffet Jr. when he has to manage 3 at the same time.
All right, remember what we talked about. When we're in a public place, there are certain rules. Not what we talked about!
At first, Phoebe suspects Frank of planning to run out on the triplets, but Frank is considering another solution to his parenting dilemma.
I just was thinking that, you know, maybe you could take one.
You can't separate them, that's terrible. Which one?
Number 6. The Gellers strike again. This one is a quite serious blow for Monica when she announces she's finally going to get married and is in search of funds.
What happened? You still have the Monica wedding fund, don't you?
We have it. Only now we call it the beach house.
After presumably contributing money to Ross's various weddings, her parents proceed to add insult to injury as they reveal that this didn't just happen once.
I really do feel bad about this, though.
We started saving again when you were dating Richard, but then that went to hell, so we redid the kitchen.
At least they feel bad about it, though. I'm sure that's a huge comfort. Number 7. Chandler doesn't just struggle with his dad. His mom and her unorthodox communication methods can be difficult for him to deal with as well.
I'm leaving for New York tomorrow, which I hate, but I get to see my son, who I love.
Oh! And this is the way that I find out. Most moms use the phone.
As if that's not bad enough, when she does visit him, she spends part of her time making out with his best friend since college.
Yes, well, I expect this from her, okay? She's always been a Freudian nightmare.
Number 8. Monica's parents have made it no secret that Ross is their favorite child.
Well, sweetie, we have a surprise for you. We're turning your room into a gym.
Wow, that is a surprise.
And it's not even like they're trying to hide it. It's very clear why they've made their decision, and Monica can see right through them.
Oh, why not Ross's room?
Gosh, we talked about that, but your brother has so many science trophies and plaques and merit badges. Well, we didn't want to disturb them.
Oh, God forbid.
Number 9. Usually, it's Judy Geller making life difficult for Monica, but in this instance, it's Jack and Jack alone that make a very questionable decision.
You know how the garage floods every spring?
How are you ever going to sell this place?
I think I accidentally used Monica's boxes to keep the water away from the Porsche.
At this point, you have to question what more Monica's parents can take away from her, and we can't blame her for being upset at them.
So wait, Ross's stuff is fine, but I have no memories because you want to keep the bottom 2 inches of your car away from water?
Number 10. It's not only Phoebe's dad who's made questionable parenting decisions. Phoebe's whole parenting team, mom, dad, birth mom, and stepdad are all poorly suited to the task.
I think I can figure it out. I guess, I was born, and then everyone started lying their asses off.
They were young, scared, and in some cases, unwell. But their decisions led to Phoebe's traumatic and tragic childhood growing up alone and homeless.
And you remember what it was like to be 18 years old, don't you?
Yeah. Let's see. My mom had killed herself, and my dad had run off, and I was living in a gremlin with a guy named Cindy who talked to his hand.